Hi, I'm Artie,
Oh, and I'm Sush.
and welcome back to the Social Outcast, the best podcast with a 100% male viewership. Welcome
Oh,
back,
man.
ladies and gentlemen. And that last fact is somewhat true. We actually do have a 100% male viewership. So if you've got any female friends that are looking for a podcast, send this to them.
It'd be
Yeah.
a good idea.
We need more viewers, guys, please. Anyway, Sush, it's spooky month.
Oh,
It's
yeah, it is, man.
It's-
Oh, I
it's
don't
Halloween.
know, man. I don't really have anything planned for it. Not even gonna go trick or treating
Oh
or
man.
anything like that. I know I'm very
Halloween.
uncultured. Yeah, I don't know the meta game of, I guess, Halloween costumes have kind of gone a bit out of hand. Like,
Yeah, fair
I noticed
enough.
that people are starting to. No, this is not related to trick or treating. This is just some random crap I'm bringing up about Halloween. But I noticed that people are all getting all this like realistic blood. Like it's not about messing around anymore. It's just kind
Oh
of
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know. Just
Fair
something
enough.
I realized, but yeah, no. As a holiday, not the biggest fan of Halloween. Never really saw the point of it. I mean,
Mm.
I couldn't even eat the candy because it's not
Oh,
gluten free.
true. Yeah.
But yeah,
I
no.
guess that
Um,
that would make it kind of a bummer.
yeah, no. At least you have that Senior Pello spooky month video.
Oh
Hopefully
man,
it's
I'm,
gonna
I'm
be even better than the last.
I'm looking forward to that one.
It's probably gonna have like cinematic storytelling, full 1 hour 30 minute runtime.
I mean, like they've been getting longer each year. That's the funniest thing.
Mm.
So I wouldn't be surprised if in like 5 years' time there's just like a full Avengers Endgame movie based on Senor Pello's Spooky Month dudes.
Oh man.
That'd be great. I'd watch that. But yeah, Halloween. No, Halloween's my favorite holiday. Like without a doubt, I love it.
Mm.
I used to go trick or treating like every year as a little kid. It was spectacular. And I'm actually going this year. I didn't go last year or the year before, but I'm going this year. I'm dressing up as Murray from Monkey Island.
So just a skeleton, or how would that work?
So I've got this latex skull mask, and that's about it,
So you just go as a skull.
pretty much.
What about the rest of the body? You just
Murray doesn't have a
Wear
body;
something
it's
black
just a
or something?
skull.
yeah, I know, but what do you wear to
Oh.
cover up your body? I suppose.
I have
Black.
this brilliant shirt I found. It is a black shirt, but it's got in glow-in-the-dark text, "This is my Halloween costume," which I think is great. So I can go as both an obnoxious person and Murray simultaneously. So it's great.
Yeah.
I've actually
Yeah.
I've put a bit more effort in. I've got this soundboard that I've prepared on my phone. I'm going to bring a Bluetooth speaker with me, just attach it to my waist or put it in a bag or something. Connect that to my phone, and then I've got a soundboard of Murray lines that I can play. I've got like stuff for every situation. Is
That's actually pretty
good.
cool.
I'm looking forward
Yeah.
to it. I ain't gone trick or treating in so long.
Yeah. No, I know it can be interesting, and people can certainly like it. I don't know. It just, for some reason, it never really appealed to me. But
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that's fair. I
I'm sorry if
definitely
this,
get why people would be apprehensive about trick or treating, like just going up to a stranger's door and asking for free stuff.
mm,
It can be
Yeah,
a little
no.
bit, I guess, confronting for some people.
yeah. Oh man, I feel so much more improvised for some reason. I'm just so brain dead for some reason. When I don't do this on the weekends, it's
Yeah.
when I come back home from school and everything. Oh man. But
Yeah.
it's all good. It's
For
fine.
context, we had to push this recording back. We usually record on the Saturdays in between the episodes, but we've had to push this back to the Wednesday. So, yeah, not
Yeah.
the best, but it'll have to do.
Anyway, any more Halloween related anecdotes?
Not really. I'm actually I am working on a special spooky Halloween video for the channel. That should be good.
God damn it! Just thought of you making another Q&A.
Oh no, that is too terrifying. I don't think I can put that on the channel legally. I think I'd get in a lot of trouble. You know, people having heart attacks and stuff. It's just too scary. But yeah.
Oh.
But, you know, Halloween is just amazing, and one of the best parts is being able to play, like, spooky games and stuff. I don't know, are you a fan of spooky games?
Not entirely sure what they are. Do you mean... Actually, no, I don't know what you mean at all. Please explain.
So, just like, you know, games with, like, scary atmospheres, you know, stuff that's intended to be scary. Not necessarily horror. I'm not talking about, like, Amnesia, stuff like, you know, Inscription or In Sound Mind, or this new game I've been playing, Brutal Orchestra, like that sort of game where they're trying to set up a spooky atmosphere, and also horror games, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure about any games I've played that would really fit into that category. Actually, now that you do say it, there was this one game that was a little bit spooky. I'm just pulling stuff out from my backside, I'm going to be honest with you, because I don't really know what to talk about. I remember this game, I think it was called Shifting World or something. It was on the 3DS. Had this really cool concept where it was a monochrome game. It looked like a platformer, but you couldn't jump, and when you tried to press the jump button, it would actually flip the white and the black. So the black would serve as the ground, and the white would serve as, you know, simply empty space.
That's awesome.
And you'd walk around, and when you jump, you'd actually, the white would become the floor, and the black would become the
empty space,
like the empty air, and yeah, it become really weird, because then you could like flip yourself, and you're suddenly like inside of the platform, and I think you are now upside down. It's very hard to describe in words. It's something that can only be experienced, I suppose. But yeah, no, it I think it was trying to achieve a similar spooky atmosphere as well. Never seen a game like that before.
That's really cool. That's a brilliant idea.
Yeah. Again, you should totally look up a gameplay video of it or something. But from what I remember, it was a really cool game. I should probably get back to it.
Man, Sush, you were like the king of finding weird, obscure games for the 3DS. I swear.
I'm not even sure where I got that one from. I think my dad might have gotten it. Maybe he just found it on the eShop and just maybe on a discount or something, and he just got it. I don't know, but yeah, no, it did have a few like the contrast was pretty bad, and I think that's why I think my dad wanted me to stop playing it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, still interesting concept.
Yeah, very. I mean, like the most obscure game I have on my DS is probably like Lego Battles or something, and even that's I don't know. I'd say pretty decently well known, judging by the 3,000 views I got on a video on it.
Yeah. No, I think we used to just get a bunch of games on discount, like a bunch of obscure games that just, I don't know, looked good. Yeah. Yeah. And I guess that's how I found out a lot of my favorite games, which were all on the 3DS. The 3DS and the DS, both really good consoles for like old childhood nostalgia games. Like for me, really. But
yeah, absolutely. I mean, like the DS and the Wii U, probably my favorite consoles. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, the DS felt like Nintendo's take on the iPad. Like, you know, it's the child's first electronic device, essentially. Yeah. The iPad. You just give your kid an iPad, boom, done.
I tell you what,
and that's
there was this there was this. So I've had a 3DS for ages, but there was this one console. I'm just remembering this now. But there was this one console I was going to buy as a kid, but I can't remember what it was. All I know is it had Sonic on it. So I don't know. It might have been like a weird Sega. It was a handheld. It might have been like a weird Sega handheld, or like a like a PS Vita or PSP or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say PS Vita or PSP, but I don't know if any Sega games were even released on those.
But no, so I remember I was gonna buy this, and I went to Argos, which is this toy store in England, and we checked on the little stock machine, and they said they had none in store. And there were like 2 buttons, and it was like cancel order or like ask for I forgot what it's called, but it was like wait for more to get delivered, and then that new one will get sent to you. And me being a silly monkey-brained 3-year-old, I just pressed cancel. So I never got my PSP or whatever it was.
Was it only like a one-time thing or something?
No, my mum was just like, hey, do you want to cancel it or like get one? And I was like, not that bothered. Because I'm a monkey-brained little 3-year-old. I don't know why I didn't get it. I think that would have been cool.
Yeah, if you can't remember anything else about it, I bet you could probably... I don't know.
It was probably some like cheap budget thing, I bet.
Or just look through your search history. Actually, no, that was probably way too long.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't have a search history.
One thing I'm really frustrated about with the search history is that, well, at least on Google Chrome, I'm not sure about like other browsers. It only goes back like either 1 or 3 months, depending on how the browser feels. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it never goes further back than that, which is really frustrating sometimes. Like you remember something from like not too long ago, maybe half a year ago, and you can't find it anymore because it just doesn't save that far back. I understand why they had to do it, but
yeah. Oh, so I'm just looking this up now. Apparently, there were Sonic games on the PSP and PS Vita. Sonic and All Stars Racing Transformed, which by the way is like the best karting game ever, was on the PS Vita. Quite interesting. Yeah, I love that game. I've got that game on my computer, and it's brilliant. Like, honestly, if you've played Mario Kart and you like Mario Kart, you will like Sonic and All Stars Racing Transformed. It's actually brilliant. It's better than Mario Kart. Maybe not 7, but it's better than 8.
Like Mario Kart, but it's just like Mario Kart but evolved.
Yeah, pretty much. It's got like better maps, better graphics, more sort of features. There are some downsides. Some of the controls are a little bit goofy, but you get used to it. It's a super cool game though. Would recommend.
Yeah. Oh man, when you said PSP, you just reminded me. I'm not sure if we talked about this on the podcast before, or the other podcast, but I'm pretty sure Little Big Planet had this barely advertised release on PSP.
That sounds right.
Yeah, Little Big Planet was just such a... It was a game that I remember playing a lot, but not remembering a lot about. It was just a very well designed game, but I don't know why I'm bringing this up. Actually, it's just it was a good game, and I wanted to know if you played it at all.
I have not. The only Little Big Planet sort of IP of it I've played is I don't know if you've heard about the crap mobile knockoff called Run Sackboy Run. I played that.
I need to search that up.
It was just like an endless runner, side-on endless runner. It wasn't very good.
Oh, right.
But
yeah.
No, I don't think
that.
I have ever played Little Big Planet. What's it like actually about? I've heard good things about it, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Okay. So essentially, it's about. It works. So the main part of the game is this kind of level editor, except it's not really a level editor as much as it's it feels like you're making a game. Like there's basic programming stuff, and it's just kind of a platformer. You can place random crap everywhere. You can send signals to certain nodes and make certain mechanisms, and you could also, people made some really interesting stuff with it. And I remember there was also a story mode that came with the game that basically showed all this crazy stuff you could do with the, I suppose, level editor, and it was just the cherry on top. It's probably one of my most favorite parts of the game, because they were like actually really good structured levels that also were very good at demonstrating how you could use a level editor and stuff like that.
That's cool.
And yeah, it was just all around a pretty good idea. I played Little Big Planet 2 the most. I actually met a few friends online there. I used to play with one of my friends so long ago, and there was this genre of levels that was particularly popular, especially like the online level distribution underground, I suppose, called Shark survival levels, where essentially you'd just be put in like this boat model. Like people would make like either a floating platform or some sort of a boat, and they just put these pre-made sharks that would just they put like insane amount of sharks, and it's just so dumb. It's like classic child clickbait type stuff. And I remember I made one of those levels, and my friend commented on the level when I had published it. He said something like, "God damn, this is too hard," or something like that. And then he commented on my brother's level, which was it was literally just a walk to the finish. It was just a complete joke. And my friend was like, "I like this level, it's easy."
Sounds like my kind of guy.
Yeah, to tell you I guess that explains how young we were back then. I'm not sure if you can enjoy it now, but I'd still recommend it if you can get your hands on it.
So what, is it just like Mario Maker but more advanced then, essentially?
Yeah, kind of. It's hard to explain it, but it had a good aesthetic going on. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I do.
Snipper clips type stuff.
When I see
like
pictures of it, the sort of style of the game it looks really cool. Very homemade. Which is it's what you want. Something like that. Oh yeah, so this is something that I've never actually really tried to shill before. I've just done it on the RDB Discord server, but I have a website. As you know, you're the guy that hosts the servers, but
pretty much
contentunavailable.net. That's contentunavailable.net. I've probably said that wrong, but yeah.
Yeah, better than most spelling bee participants.
But no, so I just I wanted to talk about the blog on there, because I've been having loads of fun with that. So I've started this thing of the week section, where I just talk about like my favorite game or like music or movie or something. My favorite one of those of the week. I don't know. I just think it's cool. I love having like a little space where I can just put some stuff and talk about some good games.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, man, I'm surprised you didn't do stuff like that with your website.
I tried to do a blog section. It was like whenever I'd get the opportunity to talk something about the website, which I don't even want to talk about it now, but I'll just say it was a very mediocre webcomic that I was quite passionate about at the time. And whenever something literally anything would happen that I felt like I needed to put a blog post and make when something would happen that I felt like I needed to make a blog post about, I would also include this section. I think it was music of the blog post or music of the time frame or whatever. The only one I ever got to do of that was the
Kakoi.
It was the Kakoi. I think that's how you say it. Of Edge. I'm pretty sure I already tweeted this many times in the past.
Kakoi is a banger.
But I don't know, man. We gotta fill this podcast up. We're literally only like 20 minutes in. Okay, we're actually farther than I expected. Jeez.
Yeah, we can talk. We can provide content. Have that, haters.
Yeah, maybe we need to change the title of the podcast. Instead of slightly like the social outcast, slightly competent social people. I don't know.
Slightly competent monkey-brained people try to talk for an hour.
Yeah, try to talk. Not saying that we can't talk. But
yeah, no, guys, if you want to check out the thing of the week, it's on contentunavailable.net. It'll be linked in the description if you're watching on YouTube. But yeah, no, sorry, I just wanted to shill that because I actually haven't announced it on the YouTube channel or anything. I just remembered. I've literally only talked about it on the Discord server. No one knows about it.
I mean, you did say something about it at the end of the first episode.
I think I did, like briefly.
And you've also silently linked it in your YouTube page when I was just randomly lurking around on YouTube, clicking buttons like a brain dead monkey. And speaking of brain deadness, I don't know if this is just you, but for some reason lately I've just felt really sleep deprived. Even though I get like the recommended 8-9 hours of sleep, I don't know what's up, but it may be something to do with like sleep quality or something. Maybe that's a thing.
I believe I know the cause. It's a little thing I like to call public school.
Yeah, probably.
No, but seriously, man, don't worry, you are not the only one. I have been...
Yeah, sometimes I just feel really brain dead, and when I try to search things up, like how I feel, I always get redirected to some article saying you need some sleep. These are like symptoms of sleep deprivation. And it's like the classic, especially one I've been bothered about, is just like jumbling up words and everything in my sentences. Like I get the order wrong. I'm always trying to come up with things on the fly.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah, so honestly my sentences are like me trying to slap it together. Like, yeah. You see, it's happening to me right
prime
now.
example, whatever. Ladies and gentlemen. Nah, it's
Yeah.
fun. With the power of audio editing, I will do nothing because I don't know how to properly edit audio.
That's all good.
This is
Honestly, just felt like I needed to put that as a mild disclaimer, I suppose, because sometimes you'll really need to take what I say with a grain of salt. Trust me, I'm not that retarded. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is why we need to start training AI voice models on our voice and then use text to speech to do these podcasts. I think that'd be a genius idea. And even better, I'll get an AI to write the podcast. That's something that I've actually really wanted to like look into. I always like AI stuff is just super interesting, and I wanted to see the limits of it. So what I wanted to do was try and train it on my script for my videos, and then train it on my voice, and then get it to generate a script for a video, and then use the AI voice to record it, and then I just edit it and stuff. And I want to see if it's like a cohesive video, which it probably won't be, like realistically. But I just think that would be so funny.
I'm not sure about the voice AI. That might be very complicated, but I heard that there's like multiple open source text-based AIs that are pretty easy to set up from what I've heard.
I'm sure you could pretty easily find something.
Muck around with them one day.
Yeah, I'm sure you could easily find something on like OpenAI or something. Speaking of, actually, this is kind of old news by now, but you know DALL-E? It got its second version publicly released pretty recently. It's cool. I had a little gander, and it is crazy. Like, that thing is mad.
Not only can it generate pretty convincing moais, but it also has that crazy image expansion tool, which when we were messing around,
yes, we were actually. Yeah.
One day, it may not have been what you saw before, but I've seen people post images on Reddit and stuff like that of them like taking an image and extending it in all directions.
Oh yeah.
And like so that it's like twice the width and twice the height. And yeah, they look pretty cool to say the least.
Yeah, AI is cool. So DALL-E is...
This is just saying AI is
cool.
This is just saying AI is cool for 3 minutes straight, ladies and gentlemen. This is actually no, just gentlemen, because it's the 100% male audience. You got to remember that.
Yeah, good save. But I'd love to actually have the opportunity to mess around with more AI. I was, you remember this, I was working on a project a little while ago for like a short story competition, and it was just this shameless knockoff of SCP. But I used, what's it called? NVIDIA's GAN and Google's Chimera Painter. And I used those to create environments and creatures. And it's pretty cool. Like, they can do a lot of cool stuff. And that now is actually less advanced than what you can get just open source on like OpenAI today. It's awesome.
Again, I should really...
You still there?
Oh, sorry. Wait, I muted myself. Right. Sorry about that. Yeah, but I should probably dabble around in AI one day. It's just one of those things that I feel like I felt the need to do, but I don't know, maybe just not smart enough to do it, kind of thing. But
I did cool. Try for that Halloween costume I mentioned earlier with Murray. So I couldn't find any clips of him saying trick or treat. There's probably something of him saying but I'm not just going to get that. Basically, I couldn't find him saying trick or treat, which I needed. So I tried to find like a quick AI voice trainer, so I can just like train it on his voice and then get something that would work. And I found one on GitHub that looked really good. But then I remembered I don't know how to use GitHub. It was like a weird script thing. I don't know how to use GitHub, like I said, so I had no idea how to download it, and then I just wallowed in shame for the next half an hour.
Always find the README. No, I'm just kidding. I've never used GitHub properly, but usually the README tells you
how to install it. Yeah.
Which, I'm not sure what the GitHub etiquette is. If you're supposed to download everything or only download specific things, like I don't know.
I always use GitHub. Whenever I have used GitHub, I've just used it to download like an exe that I found. That's like my limit. That's all I can find. My monkey brain can only locate the .exe file extension, and even then I struggle doing that sometimes. So I think the last thing I downloaded from GitHub was Power Toys, which is amazing. It's this sort of extension for Windows that introduces a bunch of a bunch of like really cool features. For example, like the one I'm using literally right now to keep my podcast ideas on screen is the always on top thing. So I used to have to use an auto hotkey script to keep my windows constantly on top, but now I can literally just hit Control Windows T, and that just keeps it on top, and it's wonderful.
Actually, I haven't used it yet, but I still have the little icon sitting in the the bottom right of my screen.
Yeah, but there is honestly there's so much cool stuff. Another one I use quite a lot is the quick accent, because I do French. So when I'm doing like a worksheet or something, instead of menially going Windows dot symbols, finding the symbol I want, I can literally press E, hold an arrow key, and flick across to the accent I want. Oh my god, what a time saver. Not sponsored, by the way, but it's very good if you have Windows.
Yeah, I remember when I was writing up French assignments in like a Word document or something, I'd have to go to insert symbols, and then I'd slowly, as I'd use up every single symbol over time, I'd actually just be able to use the drop down most recently used, and then just select it from there. But yeah, took a while to get to that point.
What I tried to do once was memorize the Unicode shortcuts for all of the symbols. That went about as well as you'd expect.
Yeah.
They're always something stupid like press left alt and 673 on the number pad while also pressing backspace and F12, and it'll give you like an E with a little hat on top.
They really want to make sure that you don't accidentally make that character while you're typing on your keyboard.
But then even if you do, you're like, what the hell? How did I do that? And then you're just confused for the next 15 minutes.
Yeah, like it backfires really badly, honestly. It should just be a really simple hotkey, 3 characters max. And it's not that big of a deal if you accidentally type it.
Just
it's like
hit backspace like a normal
just
person.
pressing. Yeah.
But no, like if they implement some stuff from Power Toys into like vanilla Windows, that'd be awesome. There are a few useless things in there. Like if you press Windows Alt and P, you summon this giant crosshair on your screen that just tracks your mouse. I can't think of a single use for it, but it looks cool.
Yeah. Like, I mean, sometimes when you can't find your mouse on screen, but...
But no, even then they've got a thing for that. If you hit Control twice, it like zooms in a big thing on your mouse and highlights it. And I can think of one time where I've lost my mouse on screen.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, it's a very niche situation. I mean, I can imagine that would happen to some people, but I don't think I can't remember a single time it's happened.
It's just, there's definitely some less useful stuff on there, but there's also some very useful stuff on there. So it's a good balance.
Yeah, maybe Windows is a bit afraid of overcomplicating everything.
Maybe. Probably after the...
Like, by introducing all the stuff.
After the less than stellar reception to Windows 11. They're probably a bit weary now.
They better add the crosshair, though.
Man.
Everybody will love it.
Bloody hell. Next update, Bill Gates. We want to see it. Giant crosshair in vanilla Windows. Please, Mr. Gates. We are on our hands and knees.
I've been asking for this for 5 years, man.
Brilliant. Subject segue time. Sush, you've been playing any new games recently?
Oh God. No, I have not actually. I mean, I still continue with Paper Mario, just chipping away at it.
Oh, nice. Which one?
But just the N64 one, the one I mentioned last episode. Sorry, I haven't really done anything. I've also just been working on a bunch of weird Unity stuff that I would never get done. it's honestly just the kind of things that you want to see in some sort of functional action and then never touch again. Like, that's the only reason why you
Yeah.
make them. I'm not sure if this is hashtag relatable or whatever, but yeah.
I know I'm very guilty of starting things and not finishing them. I think
Yeah.
I've wrapped up exactly one series on my YouTube channel, and I didn't actually finish the game. That was Spore, and I finished it. I ended the series because there were a bunch of graphical errors because they haven't updated the game in like 5 years.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if you could properly end Spore. Like, once you went into the space age,
I mean,
there was really nothing you could do. I mean, it kind of became an incremental where it's really no end.
yeah, I guess you could
to it, I suppose.
you could take over the entire galaxy, kill the bad dudes that I forget the name of, and then go to the center of the galaxy and get the terraforming wand. And then there's not really much else to do. But, you know, realistically, who's going to do that? Spore's a great game, though. I'll tell you. I got the...
Yeah.
When I got it, I got the Creepy and Cute Parts Pack and the Galactic Adventures DLC with it. And they're cool. They're cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, no. So the reason I asked if you were playing any new games is because I know I have. I have just bought. God, let me think. 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 new games, and they are all brilliant. I'm not rich, guys. This is not like a common occurrence. It was my birthday recently, so I'm balling now. But yeah, no. So I got a bunch of cool stuff. I got this jellyfish lamp that is next to my bed, and this sounds stupid, but it's got a little motor. You fill it with water, and it's got a little motor in it, and it pushes like air through the water as a motor does. And then you put these little synthetic jellyfish in, and they move around.
I can imagine they'll be very funny to
It's a lot more exciting than it sounds. But yeah, I've got 2 synthetic jellyfish. I don't have to feed them. I just have to change the water every 2 weeks, otherwise it will get disgusting. And I've called my synthetic jellyfish Sam and Max, of course. But yeah, back to the games. So one of them, the one I've already played for 30 hours, is Brutal Orchestra. I mentioned this earlier, and oh my god, it is so good. It's so good. It's this turn-based strategy RPG game where you play as this guy who died, and you have to navigate your way through purgatory to kill the guy that killed you. And it's got such a good story, such good art, amazing music, like brilliant strategy and stuff. And it's such a good game. And I think one of the...
Seriously, I have to get it one
Yeah,
day.
you should.
I don't know why I'm holding myself back, man. Should get it.
But it's the funniest part is it's published by Hellbent Games, who they've published. I don't know. You might know them from Wick, which is a horror game, or Video Horror Society. But
Nope, neither of them.
what I know them from is Lego Battles, and I think it's so funny that the Lego Battles people now publish horror games. But yeah.
I mean, the name is certainly fitting for it.
Yeah, true. Yeah. It's just it's so funny. But Brutal Orchestra, honestly, such a good game. I won't spoil it because it's got a lot of sort of twists and turns in the story. Bloody hell, loud car. Lots of twists and turns and stuff. But I'd recommend playing it if you ever have the time or money.
Yeah, I think I do have the money. It's just I don't know. Keep forgetting to do it.
It's
I'll put it on my wish list. So
yeah, good idea. I don't know how often it goes on sale. I think it's on sale right now because they just released a big content update, which is cool. This is what I like most about indie games, by the way. Like, how often do you see big AAAs giving constant updates? Like, you don't really. Only ones I can think of are like Sea of Thieves. Just off the top of my head. I don't play that many AAAs. But like Sea of Thieves and maybe like the most recent Call of Duty game with like a new map or something.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. Like most AAA games, they just release the full game and then never touch it again.
They might do a few patches, maybe a DLC, but that's the most you'll get.
Yeah, I mean in the past, like AAA games were actually good, so people weren't really complaining when there weren't any updates. But yeah, I guess that's all changed now, so it's becoming a bit more relevant.
World of Warcraft would probably be another one that gives content updates regularly, but that's in the nature of the game, really. Same with Sea of Thieves; needs to be constantly updated, or it'll get boring. But
especially with multiplayer experiences.
Oh, definitely. But yeah, no, it's...
And of course, like having to...
Sorry, go on.
Oh yeah, and like having to patch on things. Like with a multiplayer game, you constantly have to... you have to moderate it, you have to check for people who are like cheating or doing weird crap in the game. Yeah, and they obviously also need maintenance and everything. Yeah, so it's a lot harder to... I know probably shouldn't say maintain twice, but yeah, it's a bit difficult to maintain such a game.
Yeah, and yeah, that is unfortunately the truth with all of these things, because like the only real game I can think of, or games I guess, that instead of being like having a sequel or something else in the franchise. Hold on, I'm not exactly phrasing this right, but there are a few games, a few AAAs that just instead of adding more games to the series can just be constantly updated. But there aren't many AAA games like that. It's just stuff like Sea of Thieves and World of Warcraft, like I said. Like an indie game like that would be like Terraria, for example. Which they just had a massive update as well. I know, did you hear about that?
Journey's End, I believe, the 1.4.
No, that was ages ago.
Is that the one, or am I just...
No, there have been two big ones since then, I believe. We're on 1.4.4 right now, if I'm not mistaken. And they just added the Labour of Love update.
Oh, okay.
Which is named after the Steam Award they got. Because they put their time into the game. But yeah, no, so it just added some cool new content and stuff. Got me kind of back into Terraria for a little bit.
Used to love Terraria in the past, but yeah, I don't know. It just stopped.
It's a good game, but it's just a little bit repetitive.
Yeah, I think I just got bored of it at one point, like you do with all games. But yeah, during the time that I did play it, I remember having a lot of fun and just building all this random stuff instead of actually progressing in the game. But
I have never beaten the game. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I got pretty close, but there was just this one part which I really couldn't get past. I could never figure out like how you were supposed to beat the golem. It was just super strong for me at the time.
Oh yeah, and you know what though? I think we actually talked about this last podcast.
Oh god, yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah. Okay, never mind. Let's probably not talk about this, otherwise it's gonna get a bit stale.
Sorry, guys. Completely forgot about that.
No more Terraria, man. We're not allowed to talk about Terraria anymore.
No.
All right.
It is a cool game though. Well, I mean, we've been...
Alright, segue.
Oh, actually, no, I was going to say let's wrap up, but there's one thing I want to do. So, I had this idea. I have this game that I have in my closet with all my other card games called the Fake News Game. Or no, just the News Game. And it's great. So basically, the idea is I get a headline and you guess if it's real or if it's fake. And if it's real or fake, then hold on, I don't know what I'm saying.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna get publicly humiliated.
If you guess it right, you get nothing. If you guess it wrong, you get publicly humiliated on Twitter. So, you wanna play?
Sure, man.
Okay.
I don't really have much of a choice, though.
No, you don't. Okay.
Okay.
Well, we'll just do a couple. So, this is from 2018. Man wrongfully sentenced to 50 years in prison, goes free after dog he supposedly killed is found alive and well. And I'll read some more context. A dog may have spared a Salem, Oregon man from a 50-year prison sentence. The fact that the dog is still alive contradicts the key testimony used to convict the defendant, who had already been released from prison and is no longer facing a possible retrial. Real or fake?
Wait, what did that last part say? Something about a retrial.
The defendant had already been released from prison and is no longer facing a possible retrial.
Oh, okay. I don't know, pretty difficult. I can imagine that all of these are going to be like pretty out there ones that are difficult to tell if they're real or fake. I would say fake.
That one is real. Probably wasn't the best one to start on. There are some funny ones. For example, 2018 again. Vladimir Putin beaten by a cat as the first to cross $4 billion Crimea bridge. Russian President Vladimir Putin looked set to be the first to cross the controversial multi-billion bridge linking Russia to Crimea, but a cat beat him to it. Mostik, the cat, named after the Russian diminutive word for bridge, has served as a mascot for builders on the Russian side of the bridge in Krasnodar since 2015, when the project's press desk began posting photos on his behalf. Real or fake?
Oh man, I want to say that that's real.
It's real.
Hilarious, man. Jeez.
That's funny. I bet that cat's killed now. Alright. I will try find one more. And then we can probably wrap up.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I can keep
This is topical, I think.
Episode.
You know the McDonald's Happy Meals?
Yeah.
The adult Happy Meals, I mean.
Yeah.
We got some Burger King stuff here. Free toy with dinner. Burger King offers new Valentine's Day adult meal 2017. In Israel, Burger King is offering diners the chance to purchase a new adult meal on Valentine's Day that comes complete with an adult toy. The deal consists of 2 Whoppers, 2 fries, 2 beers, and an adult toy, which includes either a blindfold, feather duster, or head massager. The meal can only be purchased by adults after 6 p.m.
Oh man. Fake?
Unfortunately, that is real.
Oh, it's all real.
How?
Jeez.
That's manic. That's really funny. Israel 2017. We'd love to be there.
You're just picking all the real ones.
No, I just picked the ones with the funniest headlines. But, what's that? I think you got one right.
Yeah. 1 right. 1 out of 3 right.
Not bad.
Well, we can see if next episode I get a score that's any better.
Hopefully, we'll have some guests on next episode. We can play that with them. See who wins. I think that'd be well funny. All right. Well, if you haven't got anything else to say, I guess we can wrap up.
Yeah. All right. One more thing I wanted to say that I didn't get to say during the podcast.
Shoot.
I remember one of my brother's friends. I was watching my brother play play a game with his friend who was online, and his username was ended with his birth year.
Oh no, was it like
And
2019?
I pointed, huh? No, it was oh god, whatever. It wasn't stupidly early, but you get the idea. It had his birth year on the end, so I pointed it out to my brother, and he told his friend in the game, and his friend was like, "Oh, so that's why some guy was able to figure out that I'm years old." And I think that this is just
Genius.
It's crazy because after that, at that point, I just went on this like crazy spree of like trying to find people with, especially on games like Roblox. Fine, I admit he was playing Roblox, and God, terrible thing, man. Anyway, and just a lot of people there have their birth years, like a surprising amount put their birth years in their
it's
names.
weird.
I feel like that should be like on the list of username sins. Like, it's probably up there with putting in like a overly long number at the end of your name as well. Just any number is bad. I swear, I came up with this topic. I was going to talk about it on the first episode, but yeah, there was also something I was going to put along with it. Like I was going to talk about this entire list that I had in my head of the sins of usernames, but I only remember a few of them. And they're not even that good anyway. So what's the point? But I just wanted to talk about that. Thought that was funny.
I mean, give us one of your sins, if you can remember any.
Need to remember. Maybe just don't slam your head on your keyboard when you're trying to make it, or don't come up with something that you wouldn't really ever have as a name. Like you really have to think about it sometimes. I don't know. Those are boring ones actually. God damn it. I can't think of it, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe next episode. Yeah. But it's all good. Anyway, okay. We really got to end.
Yes, we do, yeah.
No, it's getting...
no, we have been going for a while. Alright, well, yeah. Thanks everyone for watching, listening. I'm used to YouTube, I'm sorry. Thanks for listening. If you've enjoyed, if you're on Spotify, leave a rating. If you're on YouTube, like, subscribe, do that stuff. If you're on some other platform, we're on Amazon Music now. And something else, I think. I haven't gotten Apple Music sorted yet, but we're on Amazon Music and Audible. Do like rating or whatever on there. Check out myself. I'm RTB on YouTube. Check out Sush.
Somewhere. Wherever.
Huh?
Just like anywhere. Just check me out wherever you can, or wherever you can find me.
You're allowed to say your itch page, man.
Oh yeah, fine. Each page linked in the description. I put really weird crap on there.
He does.
If anybody actually bothers to look at it, I guess. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks.
You do.
Thanks. I guess I was going to say ladies and gentlemen, but gentlemen, we have a 100% male viewership. Change that, guys. Send it to your friends. Thanks, gentlemen, for viewing, and we shall see you in 2 weeks' time. Goodbye.
Goodbye.